It's time to continue our top 10 favorite Pokemon series with Generation 2. So strap in those seatbelts because, I don't know, you might be watching this in a car or on a plane, maybe even a train. That's a lot of traveling you're doing. Why wasn't I invited? Today we journey through the mystical land of Generation 2, which is special to me because it was both one of the games I was most looking forward to as a kid and my favorite season of the anime. While it has been said that Generation 2 doesn't have as many standout Pokemon, I'll be bringing you the 10 Pokemon that have always left their mark with me. Welcome to my top 10 favorite Gen 2 Pokemon. Number 10, Noctowl. I'm a big fan of bird Pokemon that are elegantly simple, and Noctowl definitely fits the bill. One of my favorite aspects of Noctowl is that they gave it a few psychic moves to give a more hidden magical feeling, which helps to make Noctowl feel a little bit different from the previous normal flying types. Noctowl was also a great asset to Ash's team, and it was so cool to see his Noctowl end up being shiny. I just remember all the awesome, fun moments with Noctowl in the anime, and I get a little giddy whenever I see one in game. Number 9, Mantine. What can I say about Mantine? No, seriously, what can I say? I'm actually having writer's block right now. Fish! That's good. Let's roll with that. I've always thought that Mantine was a very unique sea life Pokemon. It felt so rare and mysterious because you'd very rarely encounter one. It also has this sort of bulky, cuddly feeling that just makes me feel like this Pokemon has such a wonderful, complete design. And look at that face. Look at it. Aw, what a strapping young man. Type. Number 8, Ampharos. As a kid, I was a huge fan of Electric-type Pokemon, so the second I was able to, I'd rush over to get the first Electric-type Pokemon that you could get, Mareep. I just love leveling this little guy up and seeing it evolve. I've had so many good memories playing through the second generation, and Ampharos was always there, right by my side. Who knew that one day you'd grow and let your hair out? I did. Because you're worth it. Number 7, Crobat. Crobat is such a great Pokemon that combines this menacing and friendly look. It was also awesome to see Golbat get a proper amount of love with this evolution, since you needed to evolve him through friendship. I'll be honest, at first, I really didn't like Zubat or Golbat, not because of their design, but because of how many times you would keep running into one. But after going through the process of making one happy so it could turn into a Crobat, I really started to enjoy the entire Zubat evolution line. It was also really cool to me how they used Crobat as a way of enhancing the plot in the second generation with Silver. They showed you that he finally learned to stop hurting his Pokemon as his Golbat evolved through friendship. Number 6, Umbreon. Umbreon has such a sleek design that makes you immediately want to have one as a pet. Not only that, but I've also had so many great times with one during Pokemon XD. Like, the game Pokemon XD, not the smiley emoticon. I'm not saying that I had great times with him in Pokemon XD, I'm saying I had great times with him in Pokemon XD. I hope I translated that well, I don't know if I did. He's just another wonderfully designed Pokemon that feels like he could be real, and it always makes me happy to see one. Sometimes my face actually does go XD. Number 5, Typhlosion and Feraligatr. I know it may sound like cheating that I'm putting both of these guys on here, but daggone it, I am not gonna have to choose between these guys again. I spent half an hour at the professor's table seeing which one I should pick. They both have the same appeal to me, and were equally awesome. Typhlosion was this explosion of greatness, and Feraligatr, well, he was just a stand-up alligator. What a great guy. I always ended up going with Feraligatr in the original games because, for some reason, I thought that grass wasn't actually super effective against water. I mean, I threw some leaves at water, I know what happened, nothing happened. But there was always that part of me that wished, man, if only I could have both of them on my team, and I regretted having to leave one. But ha! Take that, Elm! I put both of them in the same spot on a top 10. How's that feel? I got you now, didn't I? Number 4, Skarmory. The Steel typing was newly introduced in the second generation, so any Pokemon that had this awesome attribute was on my watch list. Skarmory was the one that I loved to see the most, however. It was just so well designed, and another awesome take on a bird Pokemon. I'm not sure what it was about bird Pokemon. Maybe it was because I'd see them every day. Or, more likely, it was the fact that they felt like the most common species of Pokemon, so seeing these new inventive designs that were very different from every other bird Pokemon, that got me all riled up. Whatever the case may be, Skarmory will always be one of the frontrunners of cool steel Pokemon. Number 3. Houndoom. I was a very simple kid. I like cool things, and this fire dog, that was also a dark type, was an amazing combination that made me jump for joy. I was a tall kid and I ended up hitting my head on the ceiling, so when I woke up after, passing out from that heavy hit to the head, I thought Houndoom was just a dream. But it wasn't. Houndoom was real. Look at that fierce and terrifying dog bringing forth the doom. That's a real champ. Number 2. Scizor. We've already talked about how cool steel types are and how many awesome designs they have, so I won't mention that. Even though, technically, I did just mention it by saying I'm not going to mention it. Scizor was one of my favorite Pokemon to take into competitive battles, and he'd always come through for me. It was also awesome just trying to get one in the original Gold and Silver. You'd have to find a somewhat rare and awesome bug-type Pokemon that I loved, Scyther. Then you'd have to obtain a Metal Coat, which took a little time as you had to get it after the Elite Four. Then you have to go to your mom and convince her to buy you a link cable because wireless trading ain't a thing. Then you have to go back to your mom, ask her to take you to your aunt's house so you can trade Pokemon with your cousin, and then finally get there and trade with him, only to have him troll you and not give you back the Scizor for 20 minutes because you didn't think ahead and get any collateral for that trade. Good times. Good times. Number 1. Tyranitar. Tyranitar was a Pokemon that emanated so much power to me as a kid. I just knew the second I saw one that I needed to have one. I've always felt Tyranitar had an awesome and unique type combination that really fit him. He was also quite the beast whenever I'd battle against my friends, as well as competitively. He was just one of those Pokemon that I really worked to get, and felt accomplished when I saw that level counter go up to 55, and watched my Pupitar emerge into this beast of a Pokemon. Well, those are my favorite Johto Pokemon. Let me know some of yours in the comments below, and don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more top 10s. We'll be having something special for next week, so make sure to stay tuned for that. Until next time, stay catching, fam. I need an outro catchphrase. I don't have one. Suggest something in the comments. Thanks for watching. Bye.